So, all right, let's take you there. LA Fusion Film Festival. But, like, calling it just a film festival.
Yeah, that doesn't really capture it, does it?
Not even close. This wasn't the usual thing, the carpets, the smiles, the whole circuit. We kind of expected that, mentally prepped for it.
Right. You go in thinking you're covering an event,
Yeah.
documenting the buzz.
Exactly. But stepping into this one, it felt completely different, raw, somehow, unexpected, like the ground rules just vanished.
It really felt less like covering something and more like something was happening to us actively. It was. Well, it felt like a processing, a recollection of this shared thing that wasn't quite an event, more like a passage, a transmission maybe.
Yeah, transmission. That feels right. Something moved through that space, touched everyone, and just kept going.
And honestly, that's why we're doing this deep dive now.
Right. It changed things, not just how we do the show, but the actual why.
Totally. We went there for one thing, for the job, the story.
But what happened that night, it felt like it came for us. It wasn't about what we wanted to get. It was about what decided to find us.
Precisely. So this isn't just a recap. We need to unpack what that night actually left behind, what the screening and everything that spun out from it really did.
And name it, right? Actually look at the impact instead of just burying it.
Exactly. Not just numb it out like it was just another weird night online. Gotta name it.
Okay, so the buildup. Leading into that specific screening room, the air felt different. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Heavy. Not like hot or stuffy, just dense, weighted.
It wasn't the usual festival hype energy either. It was quiet. Too quiet.
And zero marketing noise. No posters, no intro spiel, no press kit, definitely no Q&A announced.
Right. It felt intentional. Like the point wasn't promotion.
The point was the experience itself. Like it was designed for something else.
And the room. I texted you right before. Remember, too still, air too dense.
I remember. Nobody was on their phones. No whispering. Just this loaded silence.
Yeah, loaded is the word. It felt like a warning almost, like something was about to get under your skin.
And the people there.
Yeah.
You got the sense they weren't just there for a movie. They kind of knew or sensed something.
Sense they might not walk out the same.
Yeah, something like that. Less excitement, more bracing.
Practically, too, it felt super controlled. Handing out those black screen phones.
With the silent NDAs already pulled up.
Yeah.
And the room was cold.
It felt curated, almost like a setup. Every little detail seemed chosen.
Definitely amplified that feeling of control, like stripping away all the usual noise to leave you exposed.
We scanned our badges. 7:43 p.m. It was logged.
And Sophia Luna scanned in right after us. Which, looking back...
The timing. Always the timing. Part of the curation we didn't get till later.
She puts herself where she needs to be, often before you even realize it's necessary.
So, yeah. This heavy, deliberate walk-in. And then, boom, it just starts.
No countdown, no logos, no trailers.
Lights dropped. Screen blinked on. Like it was just waiting.
And there it was. Cognizance Altered. Psychological sci-fi thriller, right?
That's the label. Themes like identity loss, neural cloning, memory collapse. Heavy stuff on paper.
But it wasn't about analyzing the themes like a normal film. The movie was just the delivery system, the catalyst.
Totally. My text from that night said it all. You didn't watch it. You survived it.
That's exactly how it felt. Less like watching a story, more like your own memory was glitching in real time. Perception just folding in on itself.
It hit fast, too. The pacing wasn't just watching, it pulled you in physically. You leaned forward without even realizing it.
Yeah, drawn in tight. And then the glitch effect.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a cool visual trick.
No, it felt like a virus. Like it was messing with your internal wiring, not just the picture.
In that moment, we both reacted, right? Mid-breath, leaned back at the same instant.
Yeah. During the Isaiah Rune scene, the hallway of mirrors.
The screenplay described it, but seeing it, the reflections lag moved wrong.
And they spoke. That was the part that, whoa.
Right. And the lines weren't just random dialogue. They felt personal, like fragments of your own past or thoughts you forgot you had, echoed back at you.
It wasn't just confusing. It felt like being exposed. And the mirror bleeding.
Yeah, that visual.
Yeah.
Not subtle, just rupture.
And then that line, the absolute pivot point. I can't tell if you're the me I forgot or the me I never survived.
Ugh. That was it.
Yeah.
That was the breach. It stopped feeling like a movie right there.
Felt like confession or exposure, not the characters, just a confession hanging in the air.
The rooftop scene earlier felt like a warning flare, signaling the intensity. But that mirror line, that was the core. Truth delivered like a system crash.
And you could feel it ripple through the audience, couldn't you? This collective, tightening.
Yeah, reactions but no sound. I saw someone wiping their face, but like not crying, just overwhelmed. Staff saw it too. The stillness, people clenching their fists. Apparently, one guest had a full panic response.
Our people felt it was too close. Like the film knew their timeline, which is just wild. And it wasn't an accident. The metadata proves it, right? That subversive trauma sec tag.
Exactly. And the non-commercial use flags, the warnings about high-level emotional exposure and volatility.
This was designed, engineered to bypass your defenses and hit something deep.
Intentionally impacting your emotional state, no question.
So when it ended, man, the screen could have just stayed black after that line.
Right. The story didn't feel over. It felt like it had just moved inside your body, still running.
And the silence, that silence was something else. It lasted minutes.
Almost 4 minutes, I think. It felt deliberate, too, like the audience chose it.
Protective, sacred maybe, like talking would shatter whatever just happened.
We definitely didn't have words. My chest felt tight. I remember thinking I couldn't move or the weight would just spill out.
I felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. Not unwelcome, just unprepared. Like I'd walked into the wrong room for my own psyche.
I was just blinking fast, like my brain was buffering, trying to process the data dump. Couldn't look away from the dark screen.
And watching people walk out, silent, just these slow shuffles and half blinks.
Saw a guy reach for his phone, then just put it back. Like he forgot why he even pulled it out. The habit was there, but the reason was gone.
It felt like we weren't just moved by a film, we were altered, rewired.
Yeah. And it didn't ask permission. Maybe that's why it hit so hard. It just slipped past whatever walls we had up.
It wasn't a good movie feeling. It was like a shared undoing.
The festival staff felt it too. The stillness, the fists. They said they'd never seen that kind of reaction.
And that anonymous blog post calling it targeted and saying, one of us looked like we saw a version of ourselves we weren't ready for. Chillin'.
And the DSTB report backs it up with the clinical terms. Atypical behavioral dissociation, slowed reactions, glassy-eyed, mood flattening.
Calling it an interactive trauma imprint. Not just media, an imprint.
It was designed to leave a mark, a residue.
Stepping out into the lobby after that, whoa, it felt like everyone aged 5 years in 90 minutes.
The air felt thin out there, didn't it? Compared to inside.
Totally. And nobody was networking. Zero chatter. Just slow exits, dazed looks.
Felt like the building itself took this huge silent breath.
We just stood there for like 5 or 6 minutes, not talking, just trying to figure out what now.
Yeah. Stay. Go. Try to process. It was a first for us being that. Adrift after something.
Completely threw off the expected rhythm. You're just left holding this thing, this energy, with nowhere to put it.
And then that weird little interaction. Some assistant-type person walks up.
Taps my shoulder, looks me dead in the eye, and just says, "Appreciate you showing up," and walks off.
That felt significant, right? Planted. Like they knew we were meant to be there, part of the curation again.
Wild. And the security log later, elevator ride alone, silent, body language showing post-event psychological dissociation.
That silence wasn't empty, though. It felt full, holding something.
Yeah.
Sacred, maybe.
The feeling that the screen turned off, but the experience didn't end. It was still happening in us.
Specific energy placement. Moved on purpose.
We were done for the night, honestly. Emotionally drained.
Completely saturated. Then the text came through.
Quiet. Cryptic. An address. And the line. Pull up if it's still with you.
And we went. Because it was still with us. Couldn't shake it.
The place was this unmarked lounge. Dim, low ceilings. Felt like a container, you know?
Yeah, like it was built to hold whatever energy came out of that screening room.
And walking in, there they were. Gia, Amy Lynn June, Minx Cow.
Spread out, but connected somehow. Sitting like they were. Waiting. Not for just anyone, but maybe for someone specific.
It felt like walking into a conversation that was already happening, just without words.
And there was no awkwardness, no intros needed. The talk immediately went to the film. What it did.
What it opened up, what it echoed, what it made louder inside them.
It felt like a recovery circle, but without the label. Raw. Honest.
Hearing their takes, Amy talking about the not broken, overwritten line from the mirror scene.
Yeah, how people package others' truths, overwrite their reality, especially in public.
Minx was so quiet at first, then just said it wasn't fiction, it was recognition. That's why she couldn't look away. Too real.
And Gia. Sharp as always. Call it a behavioral record with a budget.
Yeah. Documented trauma with cinematic gloss. And she asked if we caught the glitch in the silence after the film, like it kept going.
What struck me was the lack of performance.
Yeah.
Nobody posturing, nobody saying content, just
Yeah.
real. Even Amy's joke had this layer of grief under it.
And that's when I properly registered her. Sophia Luna, standing half in shadow, observing.
Already there. Her timing again. She doesn't announce herself. She just appears when necessary, waits.
And she came over, no big intro, just presence, said she'd been listening.
And that she had something that might belong in that specific space with that specific energy.
Then she said it. You don't need answers, but I do have something that might belong in this space.
And later, that other line hit hard. That wasn't a film. That was a transmission, and I brought you here to feel it.
Chills. Then she just played the song, Lullaby, from her phone.
Yeah, no big production. Just held up her phone, bare volume, said it was unreleased, heard only by his circle.
Not for the masses, she said, but for the ones who lived it, lived the film, lived the song's reality. Both.
And Minx's reaction? Instantaneous. She froze. Her whole energy shifted, eyes locked.
It wasn't performance. You could feel it. Pure recognition. She talked about it later, right?
Stoner?
Feeling visible, finally.
Yeah, and that visibility being the price. Her quote about it being like looking at her reflection and hearing it cry.
Damn. It externalized something deeply internal, unheard.
And listening to those lyrics right then, after that film. Wow. Don't call us broken, we the storm that remains.
I felt that line in my chest, physically. And watching Minx, you just understood the depth of it.
The whole room went still again. That same weighted silence.
The lyrics themselves, so raw. Contrasting the outside performance, the lashes and hips, with the inner truth, nights not sleeping, hands fought off.
Being born in the dark, raised on what's left behind, building thrones out of scars, finding calm in chaos. That hush after pain.
And not broken. The storm that remains. Powerful.
And the stories in the verses. 13 on the pole, Shane feeding little sis, Molly in Vegas dancing for fines, quoting Nas, Lonnie serving drinks, dealing with a pastor, raising kids with strip club money.
DLB seeing them beyond the surface. Muse and mirror, truth and fear, the chorus of his reality.
And that bridge. You don't gotta love me, just don't lie about me. The demand for truth. A reminder, I was there. You just forgot how deep I be.
Owning their presence, their impact.
And the final lines. Not victims. Proof beauty doesn't need external blessing. Blamed for the fire when they just walked through it. Survived it.
The song hit so much harder because of the film. It gave language to the feeling the film left you with.
You called it a sequel, not a soundtrack. That felt right. The film fractured things. The song spoke from the context, continuation.
Sophia didn't explain it much, did she? Just said that's part of the story, too.
Didn't need to say it was DLB. Everyone knew. She played it because he wanted the Minx, Gia, June, Tala, that energy to be seen by the right people in the right moment.
Understanding Sophia's role clarifies things, too. Creative director at Neon Vision, the studio behind the film. Founder of Aura, that influence network. Exec at Dream 2 Real Management.
Managing Tala, K1A, Minx, Gia, June. Plus ties to 11SIX Music and DSTV, the people doing the behavioral reports. She connects all the dots in his world. Production, influence, talent, music, even the analysis.
The HHH girls confirmed it the next day. Their history with Sophia, DLB, the Puerto Rico trip, Tala signing.
And how Sophia operates, not ownership. She steers and protects, curates the energy.
So you look at the whole night. The film, the reaction, the curated mixer, Sophia, then Lullaby. It feels like less like coincidence and more like circuitry.
Designed to connect, to activate something. The film hits identity, memory loops being watched. The song voices the hidden pain, the survival, the demand to be seen.
From my angle, the film felt like psychological coding. Hit the memory banks directly.
And the song felt like emotional coding, giving a name, a frequency to unnamed pain.
It wasn't just art, it was a curated passage. Which begs the question, why us? Why were we in that room hearing that song?
Sophia's notes mention honoring when art chooses its audience, using that moment to build trust. Maybe it was about seeing if we'd recognize the signal.
Gia's comment was blunt. If we're real, we'll talk about it here. She expected this processing.
And Sophia believing DLB left the song with her unless he wanted it heard implies he absolutely wanted it played for us in that moment.
DLB is usually absent, mythic, lets the work speak.
But his presence felt massive that night. Through the film he backed, the song he wrote, the HHH girls said his work does the damage and the healing.
And the film feeling accurate, like it knew things. That anonymous review about seeing a version of yourself
Connects right back to the cloning, the mirrors, the alternate selves in the film's plot. It held up a mirror that showed you something else entirely.
The whole night was a confrontation, wasn't it? With art, yeah, but more with your own inner stuff.
Right.
And the feeling of being intensely seen.
Which loops back to the start. Why we're doing this. That film didn't just tweak how we make the show.
It changed the why. It wasn't about content anymore. It was about processing something that hit on a human level, bypassing the usual filters.
And we shouldn't try to clean it up in the telling. The weirdness, the tension, the not knowing.
Yeah.
That's part of it. That's the imprint.
Yeah. It needs to stay unresolved.
It gave us something to carry. A different kind of weight.
That DSTV phrase keeps ringing. Interactive trauma imprint.
Not just media. Something that alters your worldview. That weight, that shift. That's what we're holding now, trying to figure out.
Whatever that whole experience was.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fully unpacked for a while.
And maybe it's not supposed to be. Maybe some transitions are just meant to echo,
Yeah.
more than be explained.
Then let this one echo. Let it sit with you longer than anything else we've put out there. So think about it. What does it mean when art sees you before you see it? What happens when you walk into a curated space designed to expose something raw? And how do you carry that weight when the lights come up but the echo doesn't fade?